Legends whispered in the dark, footprints in the mud, a shadow just out of reach. Across the world, from dense forests to icy lakes, stories of mysterious creatures persist. But what if cryptids weren't just stories? What if they were real? To answer that, we need to separate myth from possibility. Today, we're looking at three of the most famous cryptids: Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and the Yeti, and exploring the real science behind whether they could actually exist. Welcome to Parallel, a mix of storytelling and thought-provoking what-if scenarios, combining narrative fiction and analysis that includes real-world science, philosophy, and potential real-world implications. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment so that you do not miss out on the next episode. Because, one reality, says T-Boom, is never enough.
Expedition Log, Entry 47. Coordinates: deep within the Olympic National Forest, Washington. Time unknown. Lost track hours ago. I should turn back. I should be heading back. But I saw something. I know I did. 10 years in this field. I've analyzed every grainy video, every shaky witness report. And I told myself, science first, logic first. But tonight, I'm not alone.
We start with the most famous cryptid of all, Bigfoot. Known as Sasquatch in Native American legends, this creature is described as an enormous bipedal ape, towering up to 10 feet tall, covered in thick fur, and leaving behind massive footprints in the remote forests of North America. Could Bigfoot be real? What is the science behind it? The Pacific Northwest is a vast, largely uncharted wilderness. Washington state alone has over 9,000 square miles of forest, much of it inaccessible to humans. Entire animal species have gone undiscovered in similar conditions. And here's the kicker: we know large primates once roamed the earth. A species called Gigantopithecus, an ape standing nearly 10 feet tall, lived in Asia over 100,000 years ago. Could an unknown descendant have survived, hiding in the deep forests of North America? Scientists argue that if a small breeding population existed in remote areas, it could, in theory, go undetected. And remember, new species are still being discovered. In 2017, researchers found a new species of orangutan in Sumatra that had never been classified before. If we missed an entire species of primate in modern times, who's to say something bigger couldn't be out there? From the forest to the water, the Loch Ness Monster, ancient survivor in the deep. The Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie, is a legend dating back over 1,500 years, with sightings describing a massive, long-necked creature resembling a plesiosaur, a prehistoric marine reptile. Could Nessie be real? Here's the science behind it. Here's where science actually makes the idea plausible. Loch Ness is one of the deepest, most isolated bodies of water in the world. It plunges nearly 800 feet down, is murky, pitch black, and freezing cold, and it contains more water than all the lakes in England and Wales combined. If something were to hide, this is the perfect place for it. We also have real-life examples of living fossils, species thought to be extinct but later discovered alive. The coelacanth, a fish believed to have gone extinct 66 million years ago, was found swimming off the coast of Africa in 1938. So could a prehistoric creature survive in the depths of Loch Ness? Whilst it's unlikely, scientifically speaking, it's not impossible. The third cryptid on our list takes us into the mountains, the Yeti, or abominable snowman. Described as a large ape-like creature covered in white fur, it supposedly roams the frozen heights of the Himalayas, leaving behind giant footprints in the snow. Could the Yeti be real? Here's the science behind it. The Himalayas are one of the harshest environments on Earth, with temperatures dropping below -40 degrees and bodies of climbers frozen in place, perfectly preserved for decades. If something lived up here, it would need extreme adaptations. Some scientists believe Yeti sightings could be misidentified species of bears, like the Tibetan blue bear, which is rarely seen and massive. However, recent DNA analysis of alleged Yeti samples found something surprising. Some hair samples didn't match any known bear species, hinting at the possibility of an unidentified hybrid or a new subspecies. And again, evolution supports the idea. The Ice Age gave us huge, cold-adapted mammals, from woolly rhinos to giant sloths. Could a surviving population of a large, unknown primate be hiding in the mountains? It's certainly, scientifically, possible. Beyond the big three, there are hundreds of cryptids around the world, some with eerie plausibility. The chupacabra, literally meaning goat sucker in Spanish and from parts of the Americas, this cryptid could be linked to mangy coyotes, or a rare genetic mutation. The Mongolian death worm, alleged to exist in the Gobi Desert and described as a giant, venomous desert worm, but possibly a misidentified burrowing reptile. The thunderbird. No, not that one. This one. A Native American legend of massive spiritual birds, sometimes seen on totem poles. Some researchers point to real sightings of giant condors or undiscovered raptors. Mokele Mbembe, a supposed living dinosaur in the Congo River Basin, Africa, but possibly based on misidentified hippos or crocodiles. While most cryptid sightings can be explained by misidentifications or hoaxes, the fact remains. We are constantly discovering new species, and nature still holds mysteries we haven't solved. So, do cryptids exist? Maybe not in the way folklore describes them, but science doesn't rule out the possibility of undiscovered creatures hiding in the vast, uncharted corners of our world. Bigfoot could be an evolutionary remnant of an ancient ape. The Loch Ness Monster might be a deep-water survivor. The Yeti could be a cold-adapted mystery primate. And until we explore every inch of our forests, lakes, and mountains, who's to say what's truly out there? Ethan Reeves, our intrepid explorer and cryptozoologist, who got a tad lost earlier in the episode, certainly seems to have found something. Thank you so much for listening in to this episode of Parallel. The original idea for this episode came from Paul Sinclair. If you have an idea for a future episode, drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow its audience. Until the next episode, remember, one reality is never enough.